their hands, arms, feet, and legs.
You ready?
And all
Tell the camera, hey.
If you have a little one sitting in your lap, totally fine. If they're missing beside you, that's also fine. We just have to stay there the entirety of our safari. That means no standing, no holding kiddos up in the air, no passing them from grown up to grown up. Everyone on board must remain fully seated the entire time we're out here on the reserve. If you're taking photos or videos, hold on to your phone so camera's safe to take.
Got it?
If you lose anything, let me know. I'll do my best to make sure you get it back. Just can't promise it looks the same as when you lost it.
I don't know. I'll have to see.
Our first stop today is the Little Terry Forest. Animals that live here like to hide and blend in super well to keep a good eye out. Like over on the right, that's the okapi by the tree. The okapi is striping on their legs very similar to a zebra, but they're actually the closest relative to a giraffe.
See it over there?
Both okapi and giraffe have very long tongues and very similar facial features. Technically, okapis were discovered by Western civilization back in 1801, but there's still not a lot known about them to this day. We do know they're endangered due to habitat loss.
You want to ride on it?
On what? That horse? You do?
A squirrel?
Oh, Daddy, look! What they go? Look at all the animals on that.
God, I hope we get to see a rhinoceros poop.
Okay, see, will you wipe her nose? You can hand it back to me. I'll hold on to it.
Coming up on the left, we'll be seeing a black rhino. The black rhino is actually gray in color. That applies to white rhinos too. One of the main differences between them is that upper
Look,
lip shape.
Harrison.
Black rhinos have a pointed upper lip, while white rhinos have a wider one.
See that tree?
The reason why we call them black is because they're usually covered in hereditary features, but they'll usually socialize and breed in pretty small pairs. Meanwhile, white rhinos socialize all day in pretty large family groups.
Yeah.
Also to our left, I see a few animals hanging out. It looks like there's a bongo along with a salable stork. And the bongo is also called the ghost of the forest because they're rarely seen. And with the way their horns lean back, they get to secret underbush undetected. As you can see, they do get scared quite easily, and when they get scared, they're going to run and try to hide. But they only hide the front half of their bodies because the back half's a little shorter. Now the saddlable storks, they get their names because it looks like they have a little saddle on their beak. And unlike most birds, they don't have vocal cords, so they rattle their beaks around and communicate with one another. And there were also greater kudos on that left-hand side. They were female greater kudos because they get to have horns only the males do. But both male and female rely on their sense of hearing rather than their sense of sight. Where actually are pink, so the underside of their wings, but during their mating season, the top of their beaks turn pink as well. And their colonial visitors beneath they nest in pairs ranging from 20 to 500. Also, those are null hippos in the water.
Okay.
Hippos will spend quite a bit in the water. They hold their breath for roughly 8 minutes, and it only takes them a few seconds to peek their heads out and a good breath of air before going back down. And there are a few more hippos over to our left too. Hippos are born anywhere between 80 to 100 pounds and can reach 2,000 pounds when they get to adulthood. They also bond with their mom for a whole year and a half. While mom and baby are bonding, other hippos circle around them to make sure they stay protected. Hippos have a reputation of being super aggressive, while honestly they're just really protective of one another and their young.
What did he say? Smells like gum.
Smells like gum.
That's a stinky gum.
They'll eat about half their own body weight in one setting, and even if it's not enough for them to go back to sleep. They're also capable of laying eggs. Or when the eggs in their mouth and roll them around up some hatch. They also over to our right, there are a few wildebeest over here in the corner in the bushes. The name wildebeest is Afrikaans for wild beasts, but they're pretty common creatures. They enjoy migrating. It doesn't always matter where they go, wherever the wind takes them. Every now and then, you can find them migrating with zebras, elands, as well as the Thompsons and the Grand Gazelles. A group of wildebeest is called a herd, but
Oh, I
they're
just
also
realized all the animals are up there.
because the predators combine and run around the predator trying to confuse them. The herd is also incredibly large. It's actually one of the largest herds for mammals, ranging from 100,000 to about 1 billion. So super hard to see, but over to our left, there is an African painted dog. They're just more towards the right-hand side of this little area in the corner, so they're really, really hard to see. I barely saw them myself. Now, painted dogs get their names because it looks like their coats have been painted on. And each painted dog has a unique coat specific to them, the same way we have unique specific fingerprints. Yeah, they're like really, really hard to see right now. But also on our left, we have the koala camels, and there are also a few sable antelopes. There's also common eland back there too. Just make sure we're not holding those kiddos up. They do have to be fully seated. Thank you. Now, these koala camels have incredibly large horns. They get anywhere between 5 to 6 feet long and hold blood circulation. Blood circulates through their horns and goes down to the rest of their body, dispersing body heat. Now, the sables that are lying down turn that darkish brown color as they get older, and they live in pretty small herds. If the herd gets too large, they branch off into smaller ones again. Now, the common elands that were back there by the trees, they're actually one of the largest antelopes at roughly, 6 feet shoulder height. But they're not very fast runners, they'll only run up to about 25 miles per hour. The males make it about 9 feet high to the air and 13 feet across, plus they run up to about 55 miles per hour. They're also incredibly social. They'll usually live in herds of roughly 100. Over on our left, there are Maasai giraffes here. The group of giraffes is called a tower. Because they're very tall and tower over just about everything. When giraffes are first born, they have a 6-foot drop to the household mom is. The drop will shock them into taking their very first breath in, and within an hour, they're off and walking. It's pretty rare to really see giraffes sitting down, especially when they're out in the wild. They mainly stand because it protects them from predators. Even when they need to sleep, they sleep standing up. Granted, giraffes don't do a lot of sleep.
A hand came
They'll
out.
last for about 30-ish minutes, and that's really it for
A hand came out of there.
They're also considered to be a keystone species because they can play a pivotal role to their ecosystem, that role being pollinators. Because they're so tall, they can collect pollen at the very top of their heads and pass it from tree to tree. Speaking of the top of their heads, those are ones at the top is bone called ossico. Both male and female giraffes have them, but male and
I
female
wonder what these springs are for.
Now on the right is an African elephant.
Go this way.
Elephants will travel in a
Look
herd
at the
of
elephant,
turkeys,
Harrison.
and the eldest and largest female will be the one in charge. The males aren't always as social as the females, and sometimes they leave to make sure you live alone. In other cases, they make bachelor herds consisting of 2 or 3 male elephants max. While giraffes are definitely one of the tallest land animals, elephants are one of the largest. The males get up to about 13 feet tall, while the females get up to about 10 feet. But they both weigh anywhere between 9 and 14,000 pounds. Elephants usually don't stop growing until they turn about 40 years old, which is super impressive because they can live to be about 70.
Get you some sunglasses on.
That's a crocodile.
Yeah, a Nile crocodile.
We saw a crocodile. Oh, what else?
We saw.
That's
I want to know what those springs are for. I guess they
They keep the animals from crossing over to another area.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's because elephants like to get the water that's stored inside.
You sure?
They'll take their tusks,
You read
look
it?
into the tree trunks, let the water flow out, and they'll drink up to 40 gallons of water in a day. Now a little bit further up on the left, there's going to be a short-ish baobab tree. It is so hard to see, but there is an elephant behind that baobab tree. You can just make out their trunks there. Now elephants actually have something in common with us, and that's very sensitive skin. They take mud or sand and fling it onto themselves, using it as a form of sunblock, so that way they're not getting sunburned.
Oh, is it laying down?
No, it's standing up right there behind Steve's trunk.
Also too,
I was
love
looking at
these
that
are the
one.
critter flamingos. You might notice that a few look a little grayish or not completely pink,
Good.
but don't worry, they're fine. When flamingos are first born, they're born gray. It takes them roughly 2 years of being a brown shrimp for them to turn pink, and it's due to the keratin that affects the shrimp. Although whenever they lose their feathers, they do have a tendency to being white. Also, if you look behind that baobab tree again, you can actually make out the elephant a little bit better this time around.
And then
say?
Oh, their heads are stuck. Oh, taking a picture of those birds.
Coming up on our left, we're going to be seeing cheetah on the hill. Cheetahs are one of the fastest land animals around. They'll get up to about 70 miles per hour. And they only hold it for about 100 yards. They also have what looks like a little tear mark because from the corner of their eyes down to their cheeks, it reflects the sun to help them see where they're going. Unlike lions or tigers, cheetahs do not roar. They make the same noises as a household cat, and a chirping noise very similar to a bird. They're also one of the only big cats that's able to retract their claws. We think that's part of the reason why they're so fast. They'll use that to their advantage to get good traction. And there's another one over here to the other side of the hill.
It's a big cat.
That's a big cat.
She's all the way back there in the trees.
That's a cheetah cat.
Cheetah cat.
It's a cheetah cat.
Their eyesight is also a lot better than granted their eyesight is about 6 times better than ours to begin with.
Oh my
Their hearing is
goodness,
also
they're
really
so
great
pretty.
because their ears
Look at the
rotate,
lions
especially while they're out and about. And they can always hear what's going on.
They look like Simba's mom.
Now also over to our right hand side, that's going to be a water buck on the hill all up. The water buck is the type of insect that live by large amounts of water for two reasons today. The second is when they're in danger, they run into the water to stay protected because they're cooked in water. That was actually pretty rare to see the migrate.
Oh, there's a male in the back. Looks cool. Yeah.
That's not it, or that's Simba.
Oh my god. What a snake on this rock right there.
Now over to our right, you get a really nice view of the white rhinos over here.
No, that's a hose.
White rhinos are one of the largest African rhinos, usually weighing about 6,000 pounds. Black rhinos, on the other hand, get up to about 2,000, but they mostly get 5 to 6 feet shoulder height. The reason we call them white is because it's a mispronunciation of the Afrikaans word white, which means wide and ready for their water equivalent. But just like us and the elephants, they get very sensitive, so they roll around and love that way they're not.
Oh, look, they're biting.
They're also born without their horns. It takes a couple months up to a whole year for it to grow in. So even then, the horses are pretty small. They're also made out of compressed keratin, which is the same thing you can find in your hair and fingernails. Also to our right, there's some ostrich eggs down in the grass. Ostrich eggs have a very hard shell and don't stand a lot of that breaking. And they're pretty heavy too. One ostrich egg weighs about the same as 24 chicken eggs, which is roughly 3 to 4 pounds. We reach our next stop, the Warden Stop is. The Warden's been taking care of the 1988 dwarf goods lately. They make for pretty good packs as long as you throw them in space.
Harrison, what you think about all these animals?
Playful, they like to rest, jump, cuddle one another. All of this will help them reach maturity.
Probably hungry.
You also provide goat's milk, which is
You
made
hungry?
from cow's milk. Their bellies are also
You want some
pretty big
ostrich
for
eggs?
how small they are. After that, they're born with work purpose in their stomachs to help them digest proper energy.
Yeah, you see the goats?
Oh my god.
For your next adventure, so double check your robes and share all your personal belongings with you. If there were wilderness explorers on board, know where to get your badge and symbol 1. Again, that's going to be symbol 1. As you're leaving the safari, look for somebody with an orange bag on, and they'll give you